Hello students, today we are going to start Poem 9, The Tale of Custard the Dragon by Ogden Nash. Frederick Ogden Nash was an American poet famous for his light verse. He was known as the producer of humorous poetry. He received Sarah Josepha Hale Award in 1964. Now let us understand the central idea of the poem. The central figure of the poem, as the title indicates, is Custard, a pet dragon, which is looked upon by his fellows because of his cowardice. In the further stanzas, Custard gets a chance to prove his bravery and saves his friends from danger. First stanza. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon and Realio Trulio little pet dragon. Wagon means cart, Realio means really, Trulio means truly. The poet says that once there was a little girl named Belinda. She lived in a little white house. She lived with some creatures who were her pets. They were a black kitten, a grey mouse, a yellow dog, a little red wagon, and a creature that the poet says was really and truly a dragon. Second stanza. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse, she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard. But the dragon was a coward, and she called him Custard. Coward means weakling. The poet explains the name of all the animals that are tamed by Belinda. He says that the name of black kitten is Ink, the name of grey mouse is Blink, the little yellow dog had yellow color and so she calls him Mustard, and the dragon that was a coward means was a weakling was called Custard. Third stanza. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth and spikes on top of him and scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and Realio Trulio daggers on his toes. Spikes means thin pointed surface, underneath means situated directly below, and dagger means a sharp knife. The poet describes the dragon that it had big sharp teeth and spikes on top. This means that its skin was pointed on the top. On the lower part, it had scales which were bony plates to protect the skin. His mouth has been compared to a fireplace because it is assumed that dragons can release fire from the mouth. Even his nose is compared to a chimney, which is used to pass out smoke. His feet are like a sharp knife, that is a dagger. Fourth stanza. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Chased means hunt or follow, rage means anger. So now the poet explains the inner strength or the bravery of various characters of the poem. He says that Belinda was as brave as a group of bears, and Ink and Blink were so brave that they could hunt lions. So here he has shown the bravery of the kitten and the little mouse that could hunt even a lion. The dog was very brave, just like an angry tiger, but to contrast of all of them was Custard. Custard, the dragon, was not brave. He was so afraid of everything that he always demanded a safe cage. Let us understand the poetic devices from the poem. First stanza. Belinda lived in a little white house. Alliteration figure of speech because the consonant sound L is repeated in the words lived and little. Next line. With a little black kitten and a little grey mouse. Repetition figure of speech because the word little is repeated for poetic effect. Next line. And a little yellow dog and a little red wagon. Repetition figure of speech because the words little and is repeated for poetic effect. Next line. and a realio trulio little pet dragon. Here there are two figure of speech, that is internal rhyme and oxymoron. Internal rhyme because the rhyming words realio and trulio are used for poetic effect, and oxymoron because the opposite words pat and dragon are used together to convey a new meaning, that though Custard is a dragon, he is a pet. Second stanza. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse, she called her Blink. Here there are three figure of speech, that is alliteration, internal rhyme and repetition. Alliteration because the sound consonant N is repeated in the words now and name. Internal rhyme because the rhyming words ink and blink are used for poetic effect, and repetition because the words little are repeated for poetic effect. Next line. And the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard. Simile figure of speech because there is direct comparison between the dog and mustard. The point of comparison is the yellow color and sharpness of character. Next line. But the dragon was a coward and she called him Custard. Here there are three figure of speech, that is alliteration, personification and internal rhyme. Alliteration because consonant sound C is repeated in the words coward, called and custard. Personification because the dragon is given the human quality of being a coward. An internal rhyme because the rhyming words coward and custard are used for poetic effect. Third stanza. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth. Synecdoche figure of speech because part teeth stands for the dragon. Next line. And spikes on top of him and scales underneath. Here there are two figure of speech, that is antithesis and synecdoche. Antithesis because the opposite words top and underneath are used in the same sentence, and synecdoche because part spikes and scales stand for the dragon. Next line. Mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose. Here there are three figure of speech, that is simile, metaphor and synecdoche. Simile because there is indirect comparison between a fireplace and the mouth of the dragon. The point of comparison is to be fiery. And metaphor because there is indirect comparison between the dragon's nose and the chimney. The point of comparison is letting out smoke. And synecdoche because the part mouth and nose stand for the dragon. And realio trulio daggers on his toes. Here there are three figure of speech, that is internal rhyme, synecdoche and metaphor. Internal rhyme because the rhyming words realio and trulio are used for poetic effect. Synecdoche because part toes stands for the dragon. And metaphor because there is indirect comparison between Custard's toes and a dagger. The point of comparison is to be sharp. Fourth stanza. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears. Here there are three figure of speech, that is simile, alliteration and hyperbole. Simile because there is direct comparison between Belinda and the bears. The point of comparison is to be brave. Alliteration because the consonant sound B is repeated in the words Belinda, brave, barrel and bears. And hyperbole because there is an overstatement that Belinda is as brave as many bear. Next line. And ink and blink chase lions down the stairs. Internal rhyme and hyperbole figure of speech. Internal rhyme because the rhyming words ink and blink are used in the same sentence. And hyperbole because there is an overstatement that ink and blink chase lions down the stairs. Next line. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage. Here there are two figure of speech, that is simile and hyperbole. Simile because there is direct comparison between mustard and a tiger. The point of comparison is to be brave. Next line. Hyperbole because there is an overstatement that mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage. Next line. But Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Here there are two figure of speech, that is alliteration and oxymoron. Alliteration because the consonant sound C is repeated in the words custard, cried and cage. And oxymoron because the opposite words safe and cage are used together to convey a new meaning, that Custard felt safe in a cage. So I hope students you would have understood the poem and poetic devices till now. Tomorrow we'll continue with the same poem. Thank you.